What about the map of consciousness? Are you familiar with that?
That one, no.
No, it's David R. Hawkins, and anyway, it I feel like it correlates with the chakras, but it's like the frequency. And I'm sure you've seen like frequency charts, and so it's like all the different, emotions, from like shame being the lowest.
Yeah, and they're associated with color. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Light.
Anyway, but I feel like, like there's other channelers that talk about this too, but there's a lot of people that I guess say we're coming to like it's the heart chakra, the green ray. I've heard it called as well, but so it's we're expanding it through the chakras almost, but it's like on the whole as far as like ourselves, but also like I feel like the universe has a chakra system. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I think that's accurate. No, that's accurate actually. And also in Reiki class, and I'm not surprised by this. I thought that I was like, of course I knew that, and we learned the main chakras, red to violet and everything. But then she started to talk. My teacher was talking about the ones that are outside the body. There's different bodies outside of you. It's kind of like an onion. It's like a layered onion. And what's interesting is that also correlates with some near-death experiences. One in particular, Jeff Tolley. He had an NDE and he was very suicidal, and he tried to take his own life, injection pills simultaneously. And he said he got to see his energetic bodies that are not in the physical. You can't see them normally. And he says we have an emotional body and we also have a mental body. And he got to see his emotional and mental body like dark clouds. It was like actually visible to him.
Yeah.
And it was just like ugly, really weird darkness. And he got to see that that's what he was doing to himself as well. That there are these levels, these layers, again, like an onion, that are there. And I think everything reflects that. Even the earth has its own chakra system, I think, energy.
And we're all feeding into that, We're all like a cell. We're each like a cell. And then everything is energy. And so, whatever we're connecting to, like I feel like the more we think about something, and we're almost creating like these energetic cords to whatever we think about. So whether it's like negative thinking or positive thinking, or like something you're trying to manifest consciously, or whatever it is, like you just created this, that you strengthen the cord by the focus, basically.
It surprises me it does and it doesn't. It surprises me, but then it doesn't, because I know everyone's waking up. But at the same time, to talk to strangers over the phone who are just like, oh my God, and they're like, yeah, or I had a near-death experience. That's happened. I've talked to clients on the phone who've had an NDE, and they told me some details about that. I've spoken to an EMT about that stuff. So it's all real. But I know we're jumping all over the place, but it's okay. That's how these talks go. But what about the ETs or NHIs, whatever you want to call them? How did you get into that stuff? Because I know it all connects, but like, what happened to you?
Well, I've been a believer from forever. I mean, I never did consider it not to be a possibility that there were, other, because it wasn't just us. And I had it figured out before I got into spirituality. I was pretty much settled on the fact that, there is a creator who created me, and that creator also created all the aliens or whatever else is out there, and that's pretty much where I settled. My parents didn't go to church, but my father did very much study the Bible and all that, and in his own right would preach to us kids, and so it was kind of like, and hell and fear and all that was like used a lot, the fear aspects of which I don't, obviously with near-death experiences, that does not really exist, you know what I mean? That's that's instilled, like, I don't know, humans somehow made fear be a part of God or source somehow, but I don't, that's just not true. There may, I think that everything is one, you know, the dark and the light, and it's the contrast, it's the separation.
No, I get what you're going, where you're going with this.
You know, 100% don't agree with like murder or awful things happening to, you know, anything. I'm not saying any of that stuff is okay at all. And I personally would not choose that, and so I hope that, you know, one day nobody would ever choose to do something that horrible. But I'm going off now, but you know, hurt people. So that's another big thing that, you know, and I feel like
that is a really good way to put it in a short.
Yes, and
like
so like
phrase.
there's
that
a lot
exactly
of healing that needs to happen. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, and as a whole, like people are on that path, and you know, I personally am on the path. You know, thank goodness nothing too horrible will ever happen to me in my life, but like I still have like trauma and different things from just like, I don't know, life can be traumatic, you know, in different points in I guess. But so yeah, but there's a healing, and it's really about love, and I think that everybody needs to heal and love themselves.